Hey there, and welcome to Jesus for Her. I'm Kathy, your host, and in today's episode, we're going to explore the theme of navigating through difficult situations and the understanding that even when we feel lost or confused, God has a plan for our life. Life often presents us with trials that can leave us feeling overwhelmed. It's so easy to become consumed by our circumstances, especially when they don't align with our expectations or desires. So we may find ourselves asking, why is this happening? Or what does this mean for my future? But we can take comfort in knowing that God is always working behind the scenes. So let's dive into the word today and get some of God's truth. I'll start off in John 13. So this is the scene just before Jesus' crucifixion. This is the Last Supper. Here he demonstrates his love and his humility by washing the feet of his disciples. Normally this is a task that's done by the servants. So when he reaches Peter, Peter's resistant to having his feet washed. He feels confused and he feels unworthy of getting his feet washed by Jesus. And then Jesus replied in verse 7, "You don't understand now what I am doing, but someday you will." So many of the lessons for the disciples, they came before they fully understood them. And here Jesus surprises them by washing their feet. And that's the last thing you would expect Jesus to do. They were all left confused, but he let them know that he will explain what this means later. So while this passage is a great lesson on humility and leadership, it also sheds some light on how God works. Many times in life, we don't understand what's going on, why we have to suffer or encounter so many difficult situations. We spend so many time worried about the things that are out of our control. And here Jesus is telling us that you may not understand right now, but trust in him because it will make sense later. And if we go to Romans 8:28, it says, "We know that in everything God works for good with those who love him, who are called according to his purpose." So God controls all circumstances, even the difficult ones, for the benefit of those who love him and are living according to his purpose. So this verse provides us comfort because it assures us that even difficult experiences can lead to positive outcomes. You have to trust in God's sovereignty, trust in his goodness, even when life is challenging. We may make these specific plans for our lives, like we choose our careers, we choose where we live, we choose who we marry and our cars. We try to control the situations to make plans happen. However, God's plan for us may be different, and it's better than what we can even imagine for ourselves. So someone on Facebook once said, I don't remember her name, she said, when we encounter a difficult situation, we should be asking ourselves, what can we be learning, or what can we be doing differently? The weather is always changing. It's not always sunshine. Some days it rains and some days it pours. It's about accepting the season. Without the rain, the plants won't grow. And that was deep. The reason I say that is because we need to embrace the challenges as learning opportunities. What can we be taking away from it? So how can we approach things differently in the future? In life, there will be ups and downs, and the point is to grow through the challenges. And this is exactly what James tells us in James 1:2-4. Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow. For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing. So James is telling us not to try to avoid hardships, but to embrace them instead. The testing of our faith produces perseverance. This is part of the process. This is how our faith grows. This is how we develop character. And Jesus tells us in John 16:33, here on earth you will have many trials and sorrow, but take heart because I have overcome the world. So this means that we will experience hardships, but by believing and trusting in Jesus, we too will overcome the world just as he did. So Jesus is with us in our struggles. These experiences are part of God's greater plan. So knowing this just gives us a sense of peace. Although many circumstances are not in our hands, we get to choose how to view them and how to react to them. So the last verse that I'll be reading is the famous Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So God was very clear. This is the promise from God. If you keep reading the passage, it says, then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and will bring you back from captivity. So in this passage, the Jews were suffering while in exile. So just like the Jews of that time, when we suffer, God is clear in that he has a plan for each of us. One that's meant to bring prosperity and not harm. And this is comforting knowing that when we go through difficult times, because there is a purpose and a plan for it. When you seek God with all your heart, you're promised that you will find him and he will help you overcome the struggles and the challenges. So call out to him in prayer. He is listening. He knows our beginning and our end. He knows the plans he has for us. As I wrap this up today, let's just remember that going through difficult situations is part of our journey. We may face trials and that leave us feeling lost and burdened, but when we should be able to rest assured that God has a purpose for each challenge that we encounter. Just like the disciples, we may not understand everything in that moment, but with faith, clarity will come. Let us hold on to the truth that God works all things out for our good, even when it feels overwhelming. As we go through our week, let's seek God with our whole hearts and trust in his plans. Thank you for joining me today. May your day be filled with peace and strength as you face whatever lies ahead. Until next time, take care, stay blessed. Bye-bye.